from ClarkWoods.com. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 166. I am Chris.
And I'm Steve.
I am drunk.
No, you're not. You had 2 sips of that fucking thing.
I'm gonna get drunk.
You can
I don't know. I don't know if I can't really.
You can hang out for as long as you want.
Home.
Yeah, you do, but you can and should, if you are in fact drunk,
hang
out for as long as you need.
Yeah.
Before you head home.
Hang out with my wang out.
You cannot, however, hang out with your wang out.
What if I was in their bathroom?
In their bathroom?
In your bathroom.
Like we are.
Well, I think I was somewhere between the bathroom and your bathroom, and it became their bathroom.
Their bathroom.
Yeah. So what if I was in your bathroom? Would I be allowed to hang out with my wang out in there?
I guess that would be fine.
Could I rock out with my cock out?
Sure, if you're in the bathroom.
Okay. All right.
But are you just gonna stand or sit in the bathroom?
I might play some. If I'm rocking out, it might have to be some. I don't know, maybe some Def Leppard
or AC/DC.
I would give my left arm to be a member of Def Leppard.
Oh, that's funny.
My friend,
whenever somebody says that's funny without laughing, it's probably not funny.
Oh no, is it his right arm? I
don't remember
what fucked up that joke.
It doesn't matter. Like we got the joke. That's the joke.
I give my right arm to be the drummer in Def Leppard. Yeah. No. John Martin told me that joke once. It was the second drummer drowned. I don't know if you heard that. The second drummer drowned.
Is that a joke again?
No, that's a line from it's a band. I think we both they're not your favorite band, but it's a band we both know, and I can't remember them.
Spinal Tap?
No. Although maybe it's a reference to Spinal Tap. I don't know. I've never seen This is Spinal Tap. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, no, it's something about no, it's not Screeching Weasel. It's Pavement.
Pavement.
I think it's Pavement that does that. The kill the bass player, kill the DJ, kill the second drummer. No big hair.
Oh, that one.
That
song.
The second drummer drowned.
Oh,
I don't know what happened.
Is that for realsies or is that just something they put in the song?
That's what in the song. You know, I imagine. I
mean, we put a lot of crazy shit in our songs that didn't mean.
You're not like Axl Rose. You don't come from an element of truth.
We're not method songwriting.
Do you ever hear that? Like, so he introducing the live version of "Used to Love Her" on.
But I had did he actually kill her?
No. He said if you know us, you know most. He introduces the song and he's kind of jibber jabbering and he's like, if you know us, you know that all of our songs they usually come from an element of truth, but this is the one song of ours that is a complete fabrication, or however he puts it, and then they go into to "Used to Love Her."
What about My Michelle?
My Michelle. I'm guessing.
My Michelle. Now I want to play that pinball machine.
Yeah. Is that what plays? Did they have more than just that song?
They have a lot of different songs, but it's like they have like the voice because it was made in maybe I don't want to say it was probably like early 90s, and so they hadn't really. I don't know. Like they're
like Use Your Illusion time.
Well, it was
period?
a Data East machine, so
okay.
The Who machine was Data East, and that was all right as far as the music went. But it was like a bad MIDI like versions of all the GNR songs. It was like
I heard somehow I listened to one. I thought it was good, and then I decided I'd listen to a whole album, and it was 8-bit covers of Guns N' Roses. I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, it came across my Apple Music new music list, and I was like, "Oh, that was pretty fun. I'll listen to a whole one." And that's the sort of thing that's like fun for one song.
Yeah, it's just like when
like an 8-bit cover of something like that, and then it's not good anymore.
Yeah, there's that station that we occasionally catch, and I think it's somewhere in Concord, New Hampshire.
Where's my hawk sound?
Yeah, well, no, it's not that station. It's the station that plays like rock versions of
country songs.
No,
rap songs.
No. Sorry, classical versions of rock songs.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And it's just the instrumental parts.
Interesting. Okay.
It is interesting, and
yeah. I went down a weird fucking rabbit hole was it last night, the night before? I don't know how I got started. I started off, I was just watching YouTube. I was watching Dave Grohl. Somehow I got into like Foo Fighters, like covering stuff or inviting audience members on stage. Because Dave Grohl seems to have a lot of fun with that shit, and it was fun. But then somehow I ended up on tributes to Chris Cornell, and that was a really dark fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, why don't you not do that?
Because I apparently like to be depressed.
You need to find something like I have with pinball videos and or like speed runs that is something you can just mindlessly watch.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about like the world.
Well, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, but you started
how I went down that rabbit hole. I don't. But what was the point of that anecdote? That I stumbled across people doing covers where like they were trying to do instead of Cornell's vocals, they had whoever the guitar player was doing a guitar version of whatever his vocal line on like Black Hole Sun or something like that.
Kind of like an jammer lammy, like after like the person would sing the line of the song, then you would play the exact same thing. As a
little bit like that, except that nobody's saying anything.
You know what I'm severely bummed about? Because like we had like Rock Band 2, etc., etc.
We did.
All those fucking things.
Yeah.
And I'm just pissed. Well, not pissed, but like Sony, you dropped the ball. You had a rhythm game about a guitar playing gal.
Yeah.
And the adventures of her band as she fucking does shit.
Yeah.
You had that game, and then
was it called Gem and the Holograms?
Jammer Lammy.
Oh, okay, all right, got it.
So you had this game. It existed on the PlayStation 1.
Okay.
And PlayStation 2 comes out, and everybody goes nutso for Rock Band, Guitar Hero.
Right.
And then you don't have any of those songs end up on those games, or you don't release like you don't talk to Harmonix or whatever and say, hey, can we get this some sort of like Jammer Lammy Parappa the Rappa shit like in there, like for like if either Rock Band would be better for Parappa because you could do like the vocal parts, you could actually sing it as opposed to pushing the parts, but the like Jammer Lammy songs you could actually play on a fake guitar.
You could.
They dropped the ball. Sony, I mean, you've made such great decisions before, like Ghostbusters reboot and dozens of Adam Sandler movies, and
they every once in a while they make
leaked emails.
Every once in a while they make a smart decision.
Yeah, like Spider-Man was
Spider-Man. I got that on digital this week.
How long can they ride that wave? Like we made one
smart decision.
Yeah,
I don't know. Not long, because they're already trying to come up with their own Spider-Verse without Spider-Man, because they own all the other characters, right? So they own a bunch of other characters who are ancillary to Spider-Man, including Venom.
They're making a Venom.
They're in pre-production on a Venom movie that does not have Spider-Man.
Okay. Venom is like,
and I don't think it even acknowledges the fact that there is a Spider. I mean, who knows? But
Spider-Man, so Venom is Spider-Man's basically arch nemesis.
Yes.
Because I mean, if all you kiddies out there, you're not familiar with,
and all you doggies too,
kitties and dogsies. Out there, if you're not familiar with the story of Venom,
strap in, kids. Yeah, Uncle Steve's going to tell us the.
Well, you could have watched Spider-Man 3, and that was a garbage interpretation of it. But Spider-Man, Peter Parker gets some sort of alien goo on him.
He does,
and then he's still Spider-Man, and then like he starts sort of melding with this fucking alien
with the goo,
the black goo.
Yep.
And then he's like, I need to get rid of this black goo. It's taking over my mind and making me dance around in the street or whatever the fuck nonsense they did in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, that's a little bit separate from the source material. But
but I think Sam Raimi was just done. I think that movie proves it.
They have. There's been some conjecture that since they are probably taking Spider-Man off-world in these 2 Avengers movies coming up, that might be where he would pick up the alien symbiote. Because in the original continuity, he picks up the alien symbiote during Secret Wars, the 1980s Secret Wars, not the more recent Secret Wars from a year or 2 ago.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. But yeah, I don't know how that fits in with their plans to do that. And they also have a Silver Sable / Black Cat movie they're developing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. They want to do a whole series of movies, Sony does, based off of the other Spider-Man characters that they own the rights to.
I have some Silver Sable comics. We could go and do a deep dive on Silver Sable #1.
I liked the Silver Sable a little bit that they put into Ultimate Spider-Man. I thought I remember when she turned up there, I thought that was pretty good. She was trying to hunt him down or some such thing. But
okay, so
I think they might be. It's just really confusing as to what they're trying to do, and why they don't team up with Marvel to make it less confusing for the audience member, right? Like the audience member doesn't want to go see another different Spider-Man while fucking Tom Holland is playing Spider-Man. Like, yeah, here's fucking this guy over here.
But okay, so like Spider-Man is like, I think the Spider-Man 3 in the movie, like the scene where he gets rid of the symbiote.
Yes. And
what?
Yes, and
oh, sorry. I thought you were correcting me.
No. I was.
He gets rid of it, and then like in the church, in the bell, because the bell's ringing, and Eddie Brock,
Topher Grace.
Well, probably one of the worst casting choices. Like, isn't like Eddie Brock supposed to be like a buff dude?
He was eventually drawn very much that way. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, in the initial appearances, I mean, he was definitely bigger than Peter, and that, the popular iconic image of Venom is a much bigger guy.
Yeah, he's like a beefcake.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, so then he gets the alien goo on him, and then and now he's like, I don't like Peter because of the
because the alien goo doesn't like Peter.
Well, the alien goo
was rejected.
Didn't Eddie also not like Peter?
Well, yes, Eddie had reason not. I think Peter had humiliated Eddie in various ways, depending on whether you're talking about the source material or
in the
movie. But yeah, Eddie. That's the key thing is Peter did something to humiliate Eddie. So Eddie doesn't like Peter, and the suit is feeling scorned by Peter. The black goo is feeling scorned by Peter. Because he rubbed it off his face. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to go home and watch Spider-Man: Homecoming. I watched all the special features. I watched literally every special feature there was, except for a couple that had to do with video games.
No, but the thing is, you can't have like Venom like just be there.
Apparently, they think they can.
Like with that, like I understand that we've done reboots after reboots, but like, there needs to be some sort of continuity, and there's a direct correlation. I mean, unless they do, like, they grab Tom Holland for, like,
that's
one scene or something like that, and this is how he becomes it. But, like, without Spider-Man as a rival, like, Venom is kind of useless.
Yeah. I don't get it. It's the same thing. It's like all of these studios outside of, and this is just me as a Marvel fanboy, don't at me or at me, I guess.
At ECC.
At ECC 1977 me. I just think, especially like DC and Warner Brothers. I read an expose. I don't know if it was in...
Was it a sexpose?
It was in like Variety or one of the industry trade magazines. I forget. It was about how
Why
DC
the fuck were you reading Variety?
It was linked on the internet.
Oh, okay.
I was not reading the actual...
I thought you were just like flipping through the magazine.
No. But it was... I don't even think that's what it was. It was... I want to say it was like Empire, or it was like the Hollywood Reporter or some damn thing. And it was obviously... It was a puff piece to try and make it sound like DC and Warner Brothers know what the hell they're doing now. But
now that they had one good movie.
They had one good movie. But their whole strategy seems to be that they're going to have movies that are connected, and they're also going to have movies that aren't connected. And it's like, I don't think... reading this article, it still doesn't sound like they've learned anything. Like, I just...
Well, Universal's trying to do the same thing, and
the fucking movie monsters.
Yeah, no one fucking realizes it's happening either.
I mean,
I watched the Half in the Bag on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't realize that, because like they did Victor Frankenstein recently. Not I, Frankenstein. And they did, I'm sure they did a fucking Dracula movie recently.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And then they just did the Mummy one.
Right.
With Tom Cruise.
They're going to get all their monsters.
And they're just going to have like a monster.
Fucking...
Like it should be like the Pinball Machine Monsters of Rock.
I guess. Would there be MIDI music playing in the background?
I think the music of that machine is a little bit better. I think that was like a mid '90s.
Okay.
But so maybe... I mean, if you, I mean, what was it? Black Knight 2000 was like 1989, and that has one of the best pinball soundtracks of all time. If you want to,
so there you go.
You want to do a little editing, just put it in right here.
Black Knight 2000.
Give me your money.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. I mean, I know we've probably beaten this to death, like Mr. Ed, like an old.
But like I got it. But did they actually do that to Mr. Ed? I heard they just put peanut butter on him.
I think they just turned him into glue.
Oh.
I don't
they
get
actually
that part I don't get. I'm like, do horses get turned into glue? Is that where glue comes from?
Well, they like if you look at at Elmer's glue, there's like a little cow or something.
Yeah. So like, wouldn't you think there'd be a horse if that's a horse is a horse, of course.
What was it? Wilbur?
Wilbur.
I used to love watching Mr. Ed when I was real little. I don't know.
I definitely
the novelty of a talking horse was very fascinating to me as a very young man.
The stuff that was on like Nick at Night or Nick like that stuff. I mean the one with the Patty Duke show, is that one with the twin girls?
I remember they moved, like it was like my bedtime was, I think it might have been 9 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe 8 o'clock. I forget, but like I forget when Nick at Night started.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was like at like 7 or if it was like 8.
I don't remember.
So maybe my bedtime was 8:30, and like then Mr. Ed was on at 8 or something, and then they switched it to 8:30.
Oh,
and then
fuck those guys.
And I couldn't watch Mr. Ed anymore because it was past my bedtime, and so my parents advised that I write a letter to Nickelodeon. To see if they would change the time back.
Did you?
I think I might have, and I don't think I got a response.
Oh, poor Steve.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you still smarting from that?
Well, I don't remember a single episode of these fucking shows. I just remember that my parents wouldn't let me stay up another half an hour to watch it.
Mr. Ed.
Do.
It's horses. I saw a play last night where there's a horse off stage. Apparently the horse
is the horse fucking someone to death.
No. Although maybe that's what will be in my play. I'll have a horse fucking someone to death off stage.
The semi-autobiographical. Autobiographical.
Look, I have not. I
you're
have
still
not been fucked by a horse.
You are A, still alive. And B, have never fucked a horse.
No. So like semi-biographical.
Biographical. Okay. Sorry, I was correcting myself, and then you were like, "I didn't fuck a horse."
I did not fuck a horse. I just want to be perfectly clear about this.
All right, audience, you heard it here first. Chris has never fucked a horse.
Never even thought about it.
Although we have, I think, more than one episode title that involve you doing things to a horse, like making out with horses. And I think there was another
probably. One. God damn. Now the fucking EPA, the PPA, the Horse Association, the HIPAA, they're all in a
HIPAA?
Yeah, the Horse Informers Professional Association, right?
No, that has nothing to do.
So what was your point? The horses.
The guy that you could do a biography of that guy out in Seattle.
Oh, of the guy who got fucked to death by a horse.
Yeah. Well, he had a bad friend. His friend was holding back the horse's cock so it wouldn't go all the way into his butthole. Yeah. And then his friend stopped doing that, and the horse just went fucking haywire and just fucked him silly in his bum. Can we have that as the episode title? What? Fucked him silly in his bum.
No.
I like how I used harsh language and then went to bum.
I thought you said bun for a second.
Yo, his bun.
His bun.
He had a roll.
Bun singular.
The horse fucked it. Silly.
He just fucked one cheek. He's just.
Oh, his bun cheek.
Yeah. No. So I saw this play. It's called Patience Boston. It's at the Players Ring up in Portsmouth, and it was about a historical.
It was about an hour and a half.
No, it was about 2.5 hours.
Oh fuck!
It was a long play. And
was there a nice little intermission?
There was an intermission, yes, but they didn't have the kind of cookies I like. I was really bummed. I mean, I got out there late, so everybody was around the cookies.
That's usually where people. That's where I met Ron Bennington.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I told this story.
Yes, you did.
And I'm like, I went to see the Sleeves show a couple Christmases ago, and then we were hanging around outside the cookies, and that's where he ended up, and we just started chatting, which was cool. And he was a really cool dude. Yeah. I like it when you meet somebody you really respect,
and they're cool
as a broadcaster or whatever, or like entertainment personality. Yeah, and you meet them in real life, and you're like, wow. You're not a dickhead. You're actually great.
I do like
Thank you for doubling up. I mean, it's one of the things that bummed me out the most when I canceled my satellite subscription was not being able to listen to them anymore.
Yeah.
Although I think they disbanded the show not too long after his Fezzi was done. And then so he does another show with his daughter now.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah.
Good job, Ron Bennington. You're a funny fucker.
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
And you're also a nice guy.
Well, so yes, there was an intermission. I did not get the kind of cookies that I tend to like. At any rate, but there was. So it's based on a true story.
Wait, cookies?
Cookies.
That's one of those words that when we say, people have to drink.
Oh, cookies.
I swear to God, I played the
chip cookies.
I played the horribly off-topic drinking game, and you guys said cookies so many times that I died. I think that was Gina, like a year and a half ago or something like that.
So it's called Patience Boston. Is by oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget his name.
Patience
Boston. Patience Boston.
Not patient, like not a patient, plural. No. Having patience.
Yeah, a little patience, as Axel,
as
Axel would say. So Patience Boston. I forget the playwright's name right now, which makes me an asshole. But Michael Kimball. I think it's
you didn't forget it.
Michael Kimball. I think is his name.
Does he go by Mike?
Mike? No, I think it's Michael.
Oh.
So it's about a true story about a Native American woman accused of murder in York, Maine.
What is it, Derry, Maine?
No, Derry, Maine. In like the 1730s or so. And so I'm reading through the...
But when in reality it was a clown that was in the sewer.
Yes.
And he told them that they would float, and I mean, who doesn't want to float?
Who doesn't want to float? Anyway, so
especially if it's a root beer.
So anyway, good enough play. My friend Liz was in it. I was reading the directors and the playwrights notes though, and they mentioned a bunch of the things that were slightly different between the historical record and the play itself. And one of the things that was changed was the name of the horse. And I meant to go ask him afterwards, why did you change the name of the horse? Is there like something offensive about the name of the horse, or like, so the name of the horse in the play was Barney, but I apparently there was a horse, but it had a different name, and
do you know what the name of the horse was?
I don't, because I didn't get the chance to talk to him.
And you didn't look it up
afterwards. No, I didn't. No.
That would have made this.
That would have
just been. Ended this
whole conversation.
Talk about the horse.
Of course. Yeah, no, you know what else was in the play? Apparently,
another horse.
No. One of the places they were going to try to send the soon-to-be orphaned child in the play. There was.
Did they put them in the reeds?
No, they were going to send the child to Chelmsford.
Oh.
Now,
England or
no, Chelmsford, Massachusetts, which was described as the praying town all elsewhere in the text. And I had read this play when I was on the artistic.
I guess we were very godly back in the day.
Apparently, you know,
I
apparently.
That's the new app that I have on the iPhone.
What does it do, Steve?
I mean, it helps you parent. It gives you parenting tips.
Oh, okay.
Right. Apparently.
Yeah, they do like the dot.
I parent thee.
I parent thee. Thou? I parent thou?
Copyright it right now.
Copyright.
We're copywriting it.
TM.
Trademark us.
Yeah. While we do that, I'm going to have a nice sip of my Bark Aid.
No, that is a... What the fuck did I make you?
A bark and stormy.
Bark and stormy.
Bark and stormy.
All right, I'm going to bring something up.
Okay.
Because that is a natural segue.
It is.
All right, so we were driving around, coming home from making our first mortgage payment.
Okay.
On Friday.
Okay.
And we're on, I think we're on 128, and there's just people, and I, it's good that I don't drive as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Because I get so fucking mad at everybody, and like it's just my threshold for being in traffic, and I think there's just so many more people now.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that's the double-edged sword about having the economy be slightly better. More people are working.
Yeah.
So more people are working, more people are on the fucking roads.
This is true.
And so it makes my head want to explode, and not what you're thinking, dirty old man.
Oh, not that head.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
So we're driving along, and
I'm
then
not that dirty.
Yeah.
I am getting old.
Yes. Very soon.
Yeah. Well, let's save that for later.
Yeah, and we're just people are doing stupid things. They're not able to merge onto the highway, and I'm yelling, and so Becky and I just start riffing about how it's like I'm like a dog, only instead of barking, I'm just saying cunt.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like, yeah. So I'm just like, cunt, get off your phone, you cunt. And I'm just screaming cunt, and the window is wide open. We don't do that too much.
There's a dog over there. It's like I heard him say something.
Yeah.
I wonder if a dog hears you bark the word cunt enough, does it think that it's time to play?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did that thing that dogs do when they're confused about what you're saying.
Tilted the head.
Tilted my head.
There were a couple of cute dogs, I don't know if it's the neighbor or like a couple. I don't know. Like there's a parting of the trees, and there were a couple of dogs out there earlier.
Yeah, there's a couple. The neighbors have a couple of. We're one of the few in the neighborhood that don't have a dog yet. And
do you feel left out?
No, not like we're not ready yet. We need to get settled into the house, and then wait for the winter to be over. And then we'll
then get a puppy and listen to the guy talk to you about how to train your puppy on that show that I like.
Yeah, no, I'm not listening to that fucking guy. Fuck that guy. We're not going to hit the dog. We're not going to make him feel bad. But we're also going to make sure that he knows that if he does something wrong, he's not supposed to do that.
Are you being a little gender normative? What if it's a they?
What? The dog? We're probably going to get a boy dog.
You're going to get a boy dog.
We don't want to have to deal with that first puppy period.
I didn't even think about that. But wait, I mean, do they still, if you spay them, do they, or
you
spay male and neuter female?
No, you spay a female
okay.
and you neuter a male.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
they still get their period though.
Yeah, I mean that's when you know you can actually when they get their first one is when you're like, okay, they're old enough to get them spayed. So you can't do it before then because then you wouldn't. I don't know. I think there's
probably hurting the dog.
Maybe there's an ethics thing, or maybe it's they can't do the operation until the dog is ready to do something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Maybe just once or twice have the dog bust a nut on something, and then just have to wipe it up, and then be like, no, don't jizz on things, puppy. And you'll be like,
did a puppy face.
I want to jizz on things.
You think puppies like to jizz on things?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's where they hump.
I mean, that's why everybody likes, every male something likes to jizz on things, right?
Well, I don't know if it's on or maybe in or around.
Male things like to jizz.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? I was listening to Dan Harmon. He was just talking about like
about jizzing.
Yeah, about like being 11 years old and just like coming on everything in the house.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, you keep on saying you didn't.
No. I'm saying I didn't come on everything in the house.
And we were talking last night, and then
I came in very specific places.
Yeah, I guess. But then, what was it? I was talking to some friends yesterday, last night, and a friend of friends from high school.
Yeah,
they would apparently be jerking off like dozens of times a day.
Dozens.
Or maybe not dozens, but somewhere in between 12 and 18 times in a day. Daily.
How?
I don't know.
How? Teach me. No, I'm just kidding. I know. I
mean, the fact that we're both like in our late 30s and
and
I'm going to give you one more day or one more podcast of that. Wait, is it?
No. Before the next podcast, I will no longer be in
since we are in our late 30s.
We are in our late 30s. We can still say that right now.
I don't think it would be possible for us to do that because we're just not as young and or virile as we used to be.
Yeah. Maybe if you.
But if you're like 12, 13 years old, I mean, I think there's it's a boundless supply.
Yes and no. I don't know. I mean, I just think doesn't everybody, even a young boy, need time to recuperate?
Yeah, but I don't think and he was doing it so many times, and he was also going to school.
Yeah.
And my buddy was like, "How do you do it?" Like he was also confused at how he did it this many times. I mean, and it's either he was bullshitting.
Yeah. Is he sneaking off to the bathroom during the day to do it in school?
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think.
Because 12 to 18 times, you wake up in the morning. All right, let's all right. Thought experiment here. All right, so you wake up in the morning, and before you even get out of bed, you do it once. Okay. Maybe you wipe off your hands, you go downstairs, you have breakfast.
I think you do more than just wipe off your hands.
All right. You wash your hands, you go downstairs, you have breakfast, you go back up into the shower.
Get one out in the shower.
Get one out in the shower.
That's two.
There's two. Okay. So then you go back into your room, you're getting dressed, and let's just, for the sake of argument, let's say that you just have a really arousing thought and you bang one more out before you get dressed.
Okay.
And you do this one into a tissue so that you're kind of you don't have anything to clean up.
Yeah, but the trick with that is you clean up and if you don't have that piss immediately afterwards, you get the dry crusties around the end of the wiener. That's there. And so the next time you go to take a piss go to jizz, it's you have to burst through that. And it's ripping apart it's glue.
It's about It's like getting rid of the Mr. Ed Elmer's.
Yeah.
Elmer's. All right. So So maybe you've got a little bit of a bowl of water or something in your room, and you
when you dip it in there like a tea bag.
Well, maybe you dip your fingers in a little bit and you rub off the tip and that.
Yeah, but if you don't piss it out, the rest of it out, whatever you have in the chamber, it's still gonna be in there.
All right, so you go back into the bathroom and you piss the rest of it out, but you got three in there before you go to school.
Okay.
Now. Let's say that you don't jerk off during school just for a moment to see if it's even possible to do it without jerking off at school. So you come home from school, you go into your dad's let's say top dresser drawer behind the socks.
Apparently, with the amount of times you've been doing this without that, I don't think you would really need it.
But you probably don't need it. But for a little variety, you grab a tape out of there. I don't know. You just sort of you go to Gettin' Lucky or Insatiable 2, and you pop in the
from experience, huh? Some of your favorites.
You pop the tape.
Your dad had a lot of porno, so
you pop the tape in. You grab a chair out of the dining room, so you can get close to the TV, but also see the
driveway.
See the driveway in case
your brother and his jerk friend Steve are perhaps strolling up the driveway, and or your parents driving down.
Right. Yeah. It's just hypothetically.
Yeah.
So you bang one out there. right? You put the tape away, making sure to rewind back to where it was before.
Yep, that was key.
That was key. So you put the tape away, you clean up, or maybe you clean up and then you put the tape away.
See, I would do the thing where you reset the counter, on, and then so basically, I mean, there were days where you had the whole day.
Yeah,
and you could watch however much you want. I think I actually watched the whole tape because he had my dad had one that had 4 different pornos.
Yeah, because dads of the 80s, 90s knew what the hell they were doing. They bought the 8-hour tape.
Yeah.
Then they went to the Landmark Video. They rented 4 pornos. They got 4 of them on one 8-hour tape.
Yeah.
Just watch it for fucking ever.
Yeah, and so so I just reset the counter at 0 from when I started watching.
Right.
And rewind it to the beginning.
Yeah.
And watch the whole thing, and then rewind it back to where it was at 0.
Where it was at 0. You're smarter than the average bear.
I mean, kids don't have to do that nowadays. You
gotta put the
you just have that and be like, okay, I have a computer and now I've watched a porno.
You gotta put the Pornhub counter back to the.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to put on your search, make sure your history isn't being
right. Yeah. Get rid of your cookies.
Yeah, cookies too.
So that's 4. Right? You did 3 in the morning, you came home, you indulged a little bit. So what?
I mean, you also have to do homework, and maybe you're playing sports or doing some sort of extracurricular.
Let's give the benefit of the doubt and say that this is a person who doesn't do any of that.
But this person that he was talking about did.
Oh, okay.
So, I think
I was just gonna say maybe they have a paper route.
It is fucking bullshit. This is impossible.
Because we're only at 4.
We're only at 4, and right. it's already early afternoon.
Yeah. And your fucking pizza that's in the oven goes off.
I think you need at least. I think you would need at least a half an hour recharge. After each one, and if you are wasting 6 hours of your day, maybe 8. Let's say 8 with traveling to and from school.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever, 8 hours, 7-8 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
That you're not jerking off. I don't think you can physically get to 18.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, unless you're are you in English class and they're talking about Silas Marner and you're just sort of fiddling with yourself?
Of all the books,
there was a Facebook conversation that came up about Silas Marner just yesterday, and I had completely forgotten about that fucking book. I did not pull that out of fucking nowhere. No, but your honors English teacher is sitting up there at the front of the class talking about Silas Marner. Your friends have all tried to convince you to pay attention to English, but you're not having it, and so you're just sort of rubbing one out right there in English class.
Now I'm looking back on it, and I'm trying to remember. Did
I
ever?
That you were strangely aroused by Silas
No,
Marner?
Nothing to do with Silas Marner. I don't think I ever did at school.
I don't think I ever did.
Not once.
I'm hard pressed to think of a time that I.
Because I really don't think there was enough time to do it at any point.
I
don't know how. I mean, if I had skipped class, well, I did skip class once, and your best buddy ratted me out.
I would be I would be so afraid.
But I didn't jerk off when I was skipping class.
I would be so afraid of being caught. Somebody
the only place you could
next to me,
Yeah, that's the only place you could do it is in the bathroom.
And there's nothing even vaguely erotic about the bathroom.
It would sometimes smell like cigarettes because people would occasionally.
Right.
So you wouldn't want to spend too much time in there in case somebody was smoking in there. Mm-hmm. Because if you come out of there, and you smell of smoke,
you're in trouble.
Yeah, and even if you didn't smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. Now, if you smell like cum, nobody cares.
Yeah. If you smell like cum and cigarettes, then you're a deep doo doo, fella. Can we call the episode "Cum and Cigarettes"? I keep on having these ones that we can't use.
So yeah, I don't think you can get up to 18.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is BS, and I think it's possible, but you would have to have the whole day.
Yeah, I mean, an adult like a late teens, early 20s something who maybe doesn't go to college, has all day. I think maybe 18. I mean, maybe it goes really fucking fast for this person. I don't know, because I mean, even if you're talking about 24 hours, right? There's no sleep involved, right? So hour 1, you jerk off at the hour 1. It takes you half an hour to recover, and if you get one every hour, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, one every waking hour.
I guess.
You could possibly do it.
You could possibly do it. This is a challenge.
This is, hey, I don't actually ever recommend doing this, but if you guys, any of you folks out there and listening to the podcast, give us an email, hot@clarkwoods.com. Right. Tell us your great achievement, like something you would have won a platinum trophy on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah, for
jerking off.
Now, could a lady do it 18 times in one day?
I think you just need to possibly just drink a lot of water.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like a lady could probably do it.
Actually, I mean, you would
not with a dude, because the dude would get tired and go to sleep.
No,
but,
I mean, like I think the problem wouldn't necessarily be. I mean, you definitely need to have a lot of fluid, but the moment you are no longer lubricated as a lady,
right?
If you're using something inserted to get off, then you don't want to do that anymore,
right?
And like just physically rubbing the clitoris, might be a little bit tiresome after a while, so maybe not.
Yeah, probably not going to get to 18.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't think I mean,
I think at a certain point, it's no longer going to feel good,
and
it's just going to hurt. Yeah. And I imagine that's happened to plenty of porn stars over the years.
Yeah, including those ones that did like the 500, like the Houston 500 or whatever.
Like at a certain point, you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Hard pressed to find how that's even arousing, but whatever.
They're fucking pros.
I mean, I'm not.
They're fucking pros.
They're fucking pros who are fucking pros.
Right.
Yeah. That was a bit of fucking prose. If you know what I mean.
Shut up.
Or is a little bit of fucking verse?
I don't know, Chris. Is it?
Do you think I will get any funnier in a couple of days when I turn 40?
I don't know. Did your dad get funnier at 40?
Let's see. My dad turned 40 the year I started college. So the year I graduated high school, but he turned 40 while I was off at college. So I don't think so, because I remember I got my computer the next summer or the summer after, and my mother was like, "Don't tell your dad that you got a computer." Like that was a big thing, and so I know we've talked about this before. I had to hide the fact that I got a computer. I don't think it got funnier. No. So I guess I'm not going.
He might have gotten more ornery.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he got ornery because he couldn't do it 18 times a day anymore.
I don't think he probably ever could. I think we proved that on the show just now. Maybe you could have done it once in your life.
Once?
Maybe one day you could have done it.
One day you could have done it 18 times.
But not consistently.
Yeah. I'm tempted to try now. Like, if I had a day where my wife wasn't around, my kids aren't around, I'd had a day all to myself.
Like, if that... Well, also the fact that you live...
right. But
so you'd have to have your parents not there either.
Right. Like, if I had a day all to myself, I don't know. I'm wondering, could I do... I think I would be bored after, like, 2 or 3 times.
I thought you were going to say 12.
No. Like, I think after 2 or 3 times, I'd be so fucking sick of it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got up to more than like 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah.
Like but that was probably when I was like 18, 19, 20, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any instances, although I'm sure there were some where it was more than 2 or 3 times in a day.
I mean, I imagine you get to that last one and you're just like dry heaving with your penis.
Yeah, it's I can't usually like listen dust coming out.
Or it's like when some like cheapskate would open up their wallet and like a little moth would fly
out. All right. Yeah, so I am turning 40, which is
congratulations.
My birthday present to myself is I'm putting my book out.
Yes, and it's very quickly approaching. When is it?
It's very quickly. So I was going to try to put the book out on my birthday, although my birthday's a Thursday and books come out on Tuesdays, so that wasn't going to work.
I never understood why it was always because like records in video games used to be the same way.
Yeah, it used to be the same way, but now I think it's just books on Tuesdays.
I think it's because like people didn't come to like retail outlets on those days,
right?
And so that they're like, let's just
this is when we have time to stock up.
Well, that and the hardcores would go in that day and buy it or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there were some releases in the 90s where people would go at like midnight on Monday into Tuesday, where people would go and they'd stand in line to be able to be the first to get it. That's not a thing anymore with music, especially because music you get it all digitally.
I mean, but there are still things like the thing that I was trying to get for an entire day and failed. And
what would that be, Steve?
The SNES Classic Edition. It came out this past Friday, and like I watched a couple of videos of people like reviewing it. And the guys. Not James Rolfe, not the Angry Video Game Nerd, but like the other guys from Cinemassacre, the website there.
Yeah.
They did a video reviewing the system itself and the games that are on it and whatnot.
Right.
And they were waiting in line, I think outside of Target or something, very early on in the morning on Friday, and like. It was just like they were just waiting, and people were just talking about how they can't wait to make lots of money on this.
On selling
selling it on eBay. They didn't because they were talking about it because they were actually really excited about all the games that are on it and the fact that it's like it's a legit.
Yeah.
Like it's not like people are like, get a Raspberry Pi, and I'm like, well, that's that's fine and good and all, but it's technically stealing.
Right.
And I'd rather
pay the company
that made them, and because so they'll continue to make things that I like or whatever. Although
I'm right there with you.
And my pet peeves with Nintendo is it's like they seem to always underestimate the amount of stock that they should have, and so and there's just when you have nobody in the line saying, I can't wait to have this as a thing and use it because it's a cool thing. And
well, that was my experience working at the particular Apple store that I worked at, which was the Apple store at the Pheasant Lane Mall.
Getting local for you.
Because that one is right on the Massachusetts border, and there were two of them where that was the case. There was another one over in Salem, New Hampshire. What you would get is a ton of people who would come in every time an iPhone was launched, and to a lesser extent some of the other ones, and they would take up the entire line, and they would hire people to take up the entire. So if we were saying we're only selling 2 per customer, they would hire people, these big resellers, to stand in line, get a ticket, buy 2 phones, and then the moment they were done, hand them off to the big person who was collecting all the phones, and then get in line and get another ticket. And so you would just get to the point of selling these phones, which were all going to then go back to China, which is such a really fucking absurd thing. It's like they're made in China, they come over here, they get sold here, and they're going right back to fucking China for the gray market or whatever. And like when you'd get somebody who actually wanted the phone for themselves, it was such a delight. Like it would be so thrilling to get somebody, like it was all luck of the draw because there's like 40, 50 of us in the store all handle, and so we'd go to the next person in line. 9 times out of 10, it's somebody who's buying for one of these big resellers, and was just like, all right, yeah, we've seen you before.
And it's like
you don't even try any of your damn banter that you've been trained with. You just take the person back to the back of the store. You get the 2 phones that they've asked for. You ring them out, and they hand you a bunch of fucking Simon Mall gift cards, and done. And that's I want to. I've said I really want to get the iPhone 10, the iPhone X, and I think that what we're going to end up dealing with on that day that it goes on sale, which is like the 27th of October.
Is there going to be a pre-order prior to it?
Yeah, that's the pre-order. So the pre-order is like the 27th at like midnight or 1 a.m. Pacific time. And then
Pacific time.
Then they come out on
like 3 a.m. here?
Yeah, then they come out on the 4th of November. But I'm just like, they're going to be very severely constrained. That's what all the news out of the supply chain is. not for the same reason. Like, I wonder, does Nintendo purposefully constrain? Apple, I don't think is constraining in this case. I think they just can't get a high enough yield on the parts. But I think how many people who are sitting up at 3 a.m. are just getting it to then resell it for thousands of dollars to desperate Apple fanatics?
No, but so like, I think Nintendo might be about to do the right thing, and so as far as the Switch, like that not being as widely available,
yeah.
I sort of understand that, and you can actually get them some places now. I actually saw them at the Targets that I went to, and
to get the SNES.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, they actually have them in the stores now. So those I can understand because the components are a little bit, because it's a touchscreen and it's it's got a lot of like components to it.
Right, yeah. It's a complicated device.
Yeah, but the SNES Classic not so much.
No, yeah.
I think the only thing that you really need to do is to mold those little plastic shells that look like a fucking Super Nintendo.
That is probably the hardest bit.
And so yeah, that like, if they can continuously make lots of them, like all those people, like if you are out there and you want one, for the love of God, do not fucking buy one on eBay or Amazon for more than $80. Fuck these guys, and make it so they take a loss on these goddamn things.
Right. Yeah,
a thing that they don't want, they have a fuck ton of, and that will kill that will make it so when something comes out, maybe you can go out and get it.
Yeah, so, and I hope that's what happens with this phone. Right, is that like, for me especially, like I have a great phone right now, so. If I go on at 3 a.m, or whatever that day is, right, and I order it and it says it's going to be 2 months before I see it, I don't care. Yeah. I already have a good phone. I'm just waiting. I'll get the new phone in 2 months, and I'll trade in my good phone for an even better phone. And I hope that that's what people will do, and that we won't have people, holding up this stupid goddamn gray market, which I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, but like, what was it? The GameCube did terrible.
Yeah,
like I like it. I think it's one of the better Nintendo systems. Like it has some really great games on it.
Yeah.
Mario Sunshine, Smash Brothers Melee.
Good games.
To a lesser extent, Double Dash.
Yeah,
and then some other shit and.
And is it because that didn't do well? That
Wind Waker, the bunch of and I wish I actually had gotten Twilight Princess on the GameCube because that's actually a pretty rare game. Because,
really?
Because the Wii had just come out, and so it came out for both systems. And most people that have it had it on release, they got it for the Wii because a lot more people had the Wii.
Right.
But when the Wii came out, they didn't think it was going to be as much of a hit as it was, and there was crazy amounts of demand for it. And like people, it was the time when grandmothers were buying a video game system for the first time.
I mean, my mom, my aunt, that the Wii was a huge we bought it one Christmas, and then the next Christmas. My mom and my aunt both bought, us and my cousins bought it one Christmas, and then both of our sets of parents bought it.
I remember Becky's family had more than one of them. Yeah. They had three. They had 3 Wiis just kicking around the house.
Yeah. We have 2 kicking around our house now that our households kind of combined. And in fact, Kaylee, I think, mentioned, my older daughter mentioned to my mother that she wanted a Switch. Or maybe Melody mentioned it, and she was like, "You guys never play the Wii," which I don't know if that's the best argument. I think.
I have a lot of these old systems hooked up, and I'm not necessarily playing them all the time.
Yeah, I think her point is they don't play video games all that much. If they played video games at all, then maybe the Switch.
So now go in there and play the Wii. So maybe we'll consider buying you a Switch.
Yeah. No. So my brother-in-law Alex has a Switch. And they have played it a couple times at his apartment, and he brought it over to my mother-in-law's house. And they really dug it. They played 1, 2, 3 Switch or 1, 2 Switch.
1-2 switch.
1-2 switch, yeah. So they played 1-2 switch.
The one where you're like eating a hot dog or like.
Yeah, they did like the quick draw with the.
Do the milking the cows.
Yeah, they. And I think they played Mario Kart too. Like I think that's where they first played Mario Kart, and then this summer when we went camping with all of my extended family, not camping, but we went to a townhouse up in the White Mountains. They really wanted their second cousins to bring Mario Kart because we don't have Mario Kart.
I have it for the Wii. You could borrow that version.
They don't. I mean, they really don't get down there and play it all that much.
Yeah, but maybe if they had Mario Kart,
they would play it. Yeah, who knows? Thor. That was the only thing on our list, and I don't.
Are we running out of time?
No, we are running out of time.
But yeah, let's
pinball.
No, let's before we do that. Missing.
Yes, I must remember to plug my book. Missing Mr. Wingfield. Yeah. I got a hard copy this week. And maybe I mentioned that already. I can't remember if I did.
I took us on. I took us horribly off topic.
Horribly off topic. That was a really sweet moment. I got my daughter Kaylee to film me doing it, so that rather than me being all sort of somber and sad about this like accomplishment, my daughter kept cracking jokes and being all like excited that I had a book. So
you're just bummed out that your daughter is already funnier than you.
Yeah. Yes. No, that was a really sweet moment. And then I've been bummed out today because I've been looking at like what the finances are. Like when you put a book out yourself, there's a lot of you're taking on all of the costs that a publisher would be taking on for you, and so there's a lot of there's not a lot, but there's some financial risk involved for me and my family.
All right, so well, fucking people out there that listen to this show, and like I know that a couple of you already have, and yes, I know I have.
There are people who have already bought it. There's been a lot of support, and so now it's a decision about.
But buy another copy, give it away as a gift for the holidays.
I have to make a decision about whether or not to. Like, this is what we've been funny. This has been a funny episode, and now I'm being all serious.
Like, yeah, that's probably when people are turning it off.
Just really quickly, I would say, like, what makes this hard for me is that, like, years ago, and I think I've mentioned this before, when I put out my first book, I bought 50 copies of it. Like, I printed 50 copies, I sold those 50 copies, and then I reinvested the money from those 50 copies and bought 100 copies. And then that 100 copies mostly sat in a box in my closet through 3 apartments. And then
you did mention this on the show, and you did donate them.
I did put them all into what was left into a goddamn bin at one point. That then went everywhere.
I don't want this shit.
So with at this point, I'm sort of sitting here and going, how many copies do I want to order to have on hand? Because I have some that have to go to people who pre-ordered.
Is it a hardcover or is it a paperback?
Paperback.
Okay, so I was like, whoa.
Yeah, how many copies do I want to have for the people who have ordered through my website? How many for Patreon patrons who pitched in at a certain level over time, how many to send out for reviews. And it's just like, and then I look at the number of dollars I'm going to spend on this and I go, oh, that's a lot of money. Anyway.
So you could go to Chris's website and buy a copy. You can go to Amazon.com.
Yes, you can do that now. I think that's new since last time. Yeah.
The Amazon treasure truck came by and they had a SNES Classics, but it was in Boston by the waterfront, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it over there, like on Friday afternoon. Like I'm like, my lunch, like I would have to have taken like a cab or an Uber or
what? So the Amazon treasure truck?
You've never heard of the Amazon?
I've not heard of the
You should
Amazon
try to get your book
truck.
On the Amazon treasure truck.
I should. What is it? So it's just like it's
they just drive around and like if there's a thing that you're all like you got a hard on to buy, they drive around and they're like I was hoping that like I got it like you have to sign up for like a text alert.
Yeah.
So I was hoping I would see that text alert and they'd be like, we're in Cambridge, come get your thing, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm eating my lunch early. See you guys later.
It's like I got one of my 18 hard-ons for today.
Yeah.
And I gotta get rid of it.
But yeah,
right on the side of the Amazon
get your
truck.
book on the treasure truck.
On the treasure truck.
You're like, they didn't have the SNES Classic, but they did have missing Mr. Winfield?
Wing. There's a G in there. Even though autocorrect never wants me to keep the G in there. Wingfield. Yeah. Do I have to turn 40? Is it a thing? I have to do it?
What is it, Thursday?
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
I do. Fuck. Motherfuck. Noise. Smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers.
You're going to do all those things on your 40th birthday?
No, I'm thinking it's a Jay and Silent Bob.
I know that.
That fucking movie. Now I kind of want to watch that movie.
Well, you watch Spider-Man instead.
I could do that. That's a much better movie.
Yeah, so you mentioned pinball.
I mentioned pinball.
I am currently I'm doing okay. I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I'm or when I checked on Friday, I was the top spot on the B division.
The B
division. So with the letter grades you got in school and like regular school. Yeah. Like you don't really get letter grades anymore after a certain point. Like in college, I don't remember getting letter grades. I think I just got a percentage of 100.
Usually, yeah.
And maybe.
I mean, mostly,
no, I did get letter grades on my.
Yeah, but you mostly saw them as percentages, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so you get a letter grade. So the A division is like the top notch players,
right? Yeah.
And then the B division is apparently the people that are drastically out of their league, ended up in the wrong division.
You're the president of the B League.
I am currently just hanging out at as far as the New England Pinball League. If you were interested in playing pinball, go to the NEPL I think .org, I think maybe, or look it up on the old search engine Alta Vista or whatever you're using nowadays, and check out.
Alta Vista is definitely what I'm using. Yeah.
What other ones were there?
Yahoo and
Yahoo
Google are still around, but Lycos was one. Was there like a Net Hunter? No.
I saw a thing it was. I think it might have been Friday. Like that Google was celebrating their 19th anniversary, and I'm like, wait a minute, did Google not exist when I was in high school?
Yeah, no. Google was late to the game. Google was like a college, like later in college thing.
Holy shit! Because I was I finished in 97, and so 98 would have been September 98 would have been when I was starting at Middlesex. I think
you were Lycos or Yahoo or Alta Vista or
that's probably why I remember these ones because I actually had to use them because Google didn't exist, and once Google came along, I think it was it was like a godsend.
Ask Jeeves.
Oh fuck that one. So go on Ask Jeeves and check out the New Hampshire Pinball League, or check out, if you're not in New England, not New Hampshire, the New England Pinball League. But if you're not in New England, check out to see if there's a
pinball league near you.
Go to the IFPA. It's the International Flipper something Pinball League something.
Yeah.
IFPA? No, it's IFPA.
Those flippers can do it 18 times a day.
Or go to papa.org and maybe you could find a league to play in. It's fun. You might your skill level might not be up to the level of the people you're playing against.
Yeah.
In my case, I'm often getting more lucky being more lucky than good. But I mean, just knowing the rules and playing some games with some people, go early if you can, so you get to play a little bit with some of the people, and they'll advise you. Usually it's a pretty inclusive group. They'll advise you on how to play better. I mean, whether or not you can do it or not is like when I was practicing this past week, I was nailing the Doctor Who loop, And then I kept on hearing that million, and I'm like, that's fucking good. I want to hear more millions. And I had like 150 million points at the end of that ball, and I'm like, all right, I'm fucking ready. Let's do some Doctor Who. And then when we're actually playing legit, I did fucking terrible, and I could not hit the fucking loop shot to save my life.
Wah, wah, wah.
But practice makes perfect, and also you need to learn to compete at need to learn how to compete in general. So when there's something on the line, can you do as well as you did when you were practicing?
Right. Yeah. There can be only one.
Yes. Wait, no, there can be plenty.
You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/166. And if you'd like to comment on anything we've said today, correct us or anything like that, you can tweet us. No, that's later. You can email us. I am the email address is hot@clarkwoods.com.
Yeah, are you buzzed?
No, I'm just confused.
Okay.
hot@clarkwoods.com. hot@clarkwoods.com. Now, if you would prefer, you can tweet us. I'm at ECC1977.
And I am at Tuesday is loser. That's Tuesday IS loser, all one word.
Yes. Gentlemen prefer tweets. Or blondes. I can't
remember. Maybe we'll talk about that guy that died next week or something.
Oh, Mr. Heff.
Yeah. So, just one last thing. Buy Chris's book if you haven't already.
Yes.
If you have already, buy another copy for a friend.
Okay.
And whatever money you have left lying around, donate to Puerto Rico because those fucking people need some help.
They do. Yeah, they're certainly not.
Or go fucking down there and help because, obviously our government isn't doing a very good job.
Yeah. Their president certainly ain't helping them.
All right. Fucking A!